Hi there. This week's candlestick just started, and Hedera is staying more or less the same at more or less the same price as it's opened. So let's take a look at it and see what the whales are doing. If you're new to my session, I'll cover the Wyckoff stage, trend change potential, and key price levels. These are education content only, not financial advice. The weekly chart of Hedera is showing us that after the panic over period and setting the trading range top for the accumulation cycle, in the past 6 to 8 weeks, the trading range as of this moment is staying between the 0.145 green key level and the purple key level of 0.089. So 2 weeks ago, we see the bulls heavily defended this blue key level of 0.077. It was actually the same level challenged by the October 10th tariff announcement last year. Okay, so you see this U-turn over here with this long wick pushing the price up. So 3 consecutive weeks in the past 3 weeks, we see the bulls pushing the candlestick to close above the 0.089. So from a short-term perspective, this is a heavily defended area, okay? While the bears are still trying to push the price, making it stay below the red key level of 10 cents. Okay, so this range, if the coming few days, the economic data is not very surprising to either side, then it's not surprise for Hedera to range bound between the purple key level to the red key level, right? For the price to go back to challenge higher levels, we need to get a confirmation. A confirmation, what we call a sign of strength in Wyckoff. So that means the price comes with higher than average volume, like what we had in the beginning of this month. You see this volume bar, all right? Clearly higher than the average of the previous 2 to 3 months. We want to see this at least, or something like gigantic like this. Okay, so combined with price climb to challenge at least the yellow key level of 0.129, okay, with those volume, then we get the confirmation that, okay, people are willing to come back to risk a bit. Not saying the entire accumulation is over, because even after a sign of strength, okay, look at what happened over here. Okay, the test came very low, and then you see that volume that came in underneath, right? The volume that's higher than the previous average across 2 to 3 months, and these candlesticks stacked up to re-challenge the trading range top. So what after is that the price came back down again, shake for a few more rounds before it shows similar behavior again. A bunch of white volume bars higher than average, white candlesticks stacking up. Okay, before it retraced mildly this time and show the peak. Okay, so that's what I'm trying to bring to. Even after this, there can be price retracement. It can be shallower or deeper. It all depends on how fragile the market is, okay? How many paper hands the whales are able to shake out before they bring the price to either a smaller peak. It actually went quite high at one point, but quickly retraced, and then subsequently an even more gigantic peak. Okay, that's the big picture. Now let's get to the daily chart, where we see a little bit more details with dates indicating potential trend change confirmation that would come in. The downtrend started back in July last year. Okay, it's over half a year now. And while the price seems to be still going through the downtrend, what happened over the past few days is that it finally climbed above the center line, meaning the price has re-entered the stronger half of the channel. Not only that, it also managed to climb above one key level above the center line. Okay, technically speaking, we are 2 levels above entering the past 2 days. Last time it happened, it was back in beginning of January. The bulls are trying to defend it until the point that bigger selling volume came in because of whatever economic data that came in during that period, or actually company performance. That can be other factor as well. So this over here, this purple line, seems to be a pretty strong level that the bulls are defending. Look at when the price dropped, whoever sold on that day, the next day, the bulls rush in, and the subsequent 6 days, the price has been closing above the purple. So from a short-term angle, this is short-term safety level. But the key is the red line now. So the 10-cent level that's been tested multiple rounds between December all the way to late January until the point that, it got broken. But, you see these wicks coming from the bottom, it's not going to get any further down with that kind of support and that kind of volume. Even if it's red volume, but because of this shade, it's actually signaling that, at least for short term, purple is where the price is going to stay above. And that's exactly what happened. Even with just 1 day of test, you see the next day, the bulls clearly said, again, that we're not going to let the price force through this range. Okay? So, 12th of February has, probably I haven't adjusted it. It's actually 26th of February. Sorry about that. I might have adjusted the channel forgetting about the dates. So that was the 7th, that's correct. It's just this. As we head towards the end of February, if we've got some positive news for, more liquidity, or people are willing to get back to risk on low, the 26th is still a reachable target, but definitely is a bit stretched. As you can see where the price is staying right now, is 2 key levels below that date, that triangle. Looking at this trend, if it's not broken, okay, assuming it's still going along this line, okay, the March 16th is more reasonable guess. Okay, assuming the price comes to challenge this yellow key level of 0.129, you see where this got rejected back in mid-January. Then eventually travel along above this orange key level, then we'll get a confirmation by mid-March. However, if it doesn't happen, if the orange is still too strong for the bulls, the 0.114 level, then we'll have to wait till end of March or even the beginning of April before that confirmation of the downtrend is over comes in. Okay, that's the picture for Hedera for now. If you're interested in accessing these sessions 2 days earlier, join the channel membership now. Thank you, and here's another video for you. Cheers.